Hey everybody, how's everybody doing tonight? This is a very different episode of my Tech Troublemaker show because I am traveling. I am not in my studio, and so yeah, we're gonna do it different tonight. So I didn't have a topic planned because I really thought, man, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to go live or not. So I'm really excited. At the last minute, I said, man, I've got to take my MacBook, even though it's extra weight, because I wanted to go live. So here I am. This is an AMA night, so you can ask me anything as long as I'm not under an NDA for it or under my government clearance. So we can talk about those things. So yeah, how's everybody doing tonight? Yes, I am in a hotel, so we're hoping for the best that the internet will cooperate. This is fun. Let me show you what my setup looks like. This is my setup. So I've got my DJI mic, and I've got a tripod that's holding my cell phone, and I'm looking at it, and of course I got Ecamm running, so that always makes me happy. But anyway, so here I am. Yes, I'm in a hotel, hoping that the hotel internet is enough to carry the signal. I did not try to multi-stream because that would have been a tragedy. It would not have gone amazing. So how is everybody doing out there tonight? I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Let's do some shout outs here. Let's see. Hey, Pierre Kelly is out there. How are you doing, sir? AMA in half an hour. Hey, how are you? Laura, I'm doing pretty good considering. Hotel, yes, I am in a hotel. I am in White Plains, New York tonight, if you're wondering where I'm at. John Lacey, how you doing, sir? Hey, Stuart, how you doing? George, how you doing tonight? So I just thought, well, since I couldn't guarantee I would be doing a topic, I would do it kind of questions, Q&A, also, like just AMA style. Next week, I'm pretty excited. Next week's show is going to be my 3rd year anniversary for going live. And so I will be, hang on. No center stage, please. Thank you. Go away. Escape. Make it go away. Oh no. Let's see what happens. Something is trying to do something. Let's make it not do something. Don't do anything, please. Hang on. There we go. Let's see what happens there. Whoop. Everything went berserk. Wow. Wasn't that fun? How are you doing? Why in White Plains? So my day job has me in White Plains. Let's go to an actual shout out screen so I can make comments be big enough to actually see. I am in White Plains for a work thing for my day job that I have. Unfortunately, I don't get to be a content creator 24/7. I have to do it as a nice thing. Thank you. Yes, my daughter, who was on maternity leave, has returned back to her job as a beautician, and I snuck in a haircut before I left town, so I'd look presentable. I am in White Plains. I bet the air conditioner just kicked in. Hang on, I'm gonna go turn the air conditioner off because I have no idea if you guys hear it. And let's see. No, okay, don't want heat. Just nothing. All right. Let's see. This is what happens when you're not at home. Let's see. New Yorkers don't go to White Plains. That is probably true. Hence why I've said my adventures in a potentially boring place. So let's see. The other part is I don't have my confidence monitor to keep me looking at the camera. So howdy, royalty. I like spell check. It's funny. My name does mean royal. And my last name, Richardson, means son of King Richard. And my middle name means strong ruler. But I will not tell you my middle name because I'm under an NDA. I'm not allowed to answer that question. So, hey, it's Claire Sarah. How's that baby doing? I am so excited. I am so excited for you guys. I didn't have a baby, but my oldest daughter had a baby, and now I am a grandparent. So it's so amazing being a grandparent, and I'm young enough to enjoy it. She's 2 months old this week, so exciting. She is just so beautiful. Babies are amazing. Babies are just the most amazing. 34 weeks getting close, woohoo! Yeah, oh, that's so awesome. I am so excited for you guys. That is really awesome. So Yeah. Yeah, congratulations. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, unfortunately, she was at my house today, and I wasn't. So, yeah, so that makes me a little sad. So, yeah. Yeah. How is everybody doing tonight? How is everything in everybody's world? How are you guys doing? So I didn't have my Stream Deck because I didn't bring that much equipment because I was trying to travel as light as I could. So just happy to have my favorite software running so that I could do a live stream, and hoping that the hotel internet is amazing. And hopefully my lighting is okay. I do see I have a little bit too much, but yet it's soft enough that it's not horrendous. So yes, the light is shining on my face very brightly, like I'm Santa Claus or something. So yeah. I did think about I was like thinking, hey, I added a third monitor, but oh wow, that's very cool. So I have 2 monitors, and then I have an Elgato prompter. So I consider the Elgato prompter my third monitor, and so I use that. Why do I now suddenly have a video in the video? So that was kind of cool. Here's AMA. How is grandpa life different from parent life? Well, so the cliche thing that grandparent people I always hear grandparents say, is that you can send the child home when you're done with them, as opposed to being a parent. You can never send your child away. They're always at your house, always. So that's probably a thing. Also, you get to gush over them. Your kids, on the other hand, get embarrassed by it. But grandkids so far, because they can't talk back as a baby, do not, yeah. So that's fun. Yeah. Baby is kicking with excitement. The catcher's okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Plus the other part is that you're not technically responsible for the child, but you want to be. So, my wife and I are being really good. We're not trying to get up into space because it's not our baby, but we do love her hanging out with us. So it's very awesome. She's still in the baby stage. So the cool thing about this age is when you lay them down, they stay right where you left them. So that's good stuff. How is my audio, everybody? Because I can't seem to convince the air conditioner that it really needs to stop. There's probably a button. Let's go. Let's find out. Hello. Stop. Yes. Currently, the air conditioner / heater is already in stop mode. So it won't stop. It just won't stop. So that's how it goes, right? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Hey Florence, how you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome. I know my mom loves seeing all her grandkids, although some of them take a long trip to see. Yes, I do have the luxury of my grandchild at least being in the same state with me, so that does help. Yeah, so what are you guys making? What video content are you guys making? Because that's the thing that I hope you're out there doing. I know my morning thoughts have been interrupted this week. I literally have this video on my phone that does not want to upload to YouTube. I am about to give up. It was a video that I recorded Sunday, just kind of the status of everything that transpired over the weekend. And it's like every Wi-Fi, 5G, anything doesn't want to upload. I don't know why. So, where are you finding? Okay, great. Because I thought, hopefully, because the mic is right here, so I'm doing the DJI mic, and so hopefully it's not, hopefully the air conditioner's not winning the race. So, cool. Thanks, Stuart, for letting me know. So, yeah. So, you can go live anywhere. This is just proof of that. So, I know, Philip, I got to catch up. I heard you published one. I have 2 scripts. I have 2 scripts for 2 to be videoed. plus working on third. That is fantastic. I apologize that I have not had an opportunity to watch. I have been on a family roller coaster. So, if you see any of my morning thoughts, Denise saying hi to Florence. Hey, how should I get involved in content creation if I'm an introvert? Any tips? Well, so there is such a thing as faceless videos. I think the videos with a face are better, but you can certainly, hey, everybody's saying hi to everybody. Hey, Philip, George, everyone, yep. Hey, everybody. So there's a concept called faceless videos. And what people do is they will use AI for content creation. They will write a script, and then they'll use AI to do the voiceover for them. And then they will take snippets of videos. They may subscribe to something like Storyblocks and make a video using B-roll type things in order to express a concept, or they may take snippets of other people's YouTube videos. You got to be careful because of reuse. But if you are careful, you can do snippets of other people's YouTube videos and include them in your content, and then you can do AI to do the voiceover. Some people say YouTube kind of shadow bans those kind of videos, but that is not 100% true. I've not seen a lot of evidence of that. Claire says, just published a video about StreamYard and currently working on a 34-week pregnancy update video on the mixed errors. We realize we haven't done an actual update in a while. When the baby gets here, you won't have time for updates. So get those updates out now. We need them. Yeah, faceless videos are certainly a thing. They certainly are. And some are doing really well. If you can find a niche that you can be consistent about, or that is provocative enough in order to get an audience. So those are some approaches that you can use to do faceless videos. Or maybe you're just introverted and you don't want to show your face. Then you can do videos and then you do a voiceover. I think those are much more natural. I certainly think that there's a lot more authenticity to using your own voice. If you get good at reading scripts and can make it sound natural, that's one thing to help with introverted if you're an introvert. The other thing is to do a 30-day challenge. You don't have to release it to anybody, but for 30 days, make yourself talk to the camera. I like to think of the camera as my friend. Granted, my face may not show that, but the camera, if you think of the camera as your friend and you talk to it just like it's somebody that you know, hey bud, how you doing? Let me tell you about my day. Here's the things that are going on. Those are ways to get comfortable with the camera, and getting comfortable with the camera is a way to, you don't have a crowd of people, you don't have anybody in the room with you, you're by yourself, so you can still be an introvert and talk to the camera, and that is a way to get around being introverted. I was an introvert. I will tell you that through YouTube I have found that I'm an ambivert. There are times when I'm an extrovert and there are times when I'm an introvert, and so yeah. So here's some folks with some information here. So like, for example, Claire says that the Creator Classroom started as a faceless channel. Yes, she did start off as a faceless channel, and then she got brave and she did it. Educational content can do well as faceless videos. That's absolutely true. So definitely educational content. The niche that pays the most is finance. But if you're like me, I'm not an expert on finance, so that is not a good topic for me. Hey Matt, how you doing, sir? Hey Matt. Hey Florence. Hey everyone. Hey Dave, how you doing, sir? Hi everyone. Florence. So yeah. So definitely, by the way, the Creator Classroom is awesome. You should watch her channel as well. You should also watch Claire Sarah's channel as well. And so, yeah. What question do you want people to ask you during an AMA? That is a question, isn't it? I was I was reading a book, and I'm going to go on to this. Let's just go, oops, there we go. I was reading this book, and it talked about the fact that we as humans make everything into a story. We do. When we see something that we cannot take enough, our backup, our historical information in our brains cannot formulate, we will form a story around that thing. So, for example, let's say I see a baby buggy on the side of the road. Oh, interesting. Why is my camera moving? Hello? I think I need to turn off. I think the Mac is trying to help me. Stop it. Stop trying to help me. I have to go and make sure. There we go. Make sure center. Okay, all that stuff is off. Okay, good. Turn off everything. Okay, good. So something is trying to center me up. We'll see what happens. So anyway, the point is that, let's say I see a baby buggy. Well, I don't know why that baby buggy is there. But as I continue to walk past, I look and see that the baby buggy is empty. There's no baby in it. It looks like it's been there for some period of time. So maybe in my head I'm thinking maybe it fell off a truck because somebody was moving. Maybe somebody left it here. We're trying to fill in all the gaps on things that we see, things that we experience. And so our brains are wired for storytelling. Our brains are wired for story creation. We are always taking information from our past to fill in things that do not make sense to us in the present. And so the other part that we do is that we often lie to ourselves. We create this perceived identity of ourselves, and so we will lie to ourselves. The person we lie to the most is ourselves. And so to me, those are very fascinating things. It's the whole story creation and everything like that. And that's just, amazing to me. And so I know that didn't give you a question, did it? I prefer questions about content creation, but I'll answer anything, like I said, as long as I'm not under an NDA or it's not under my government security clearances. So, yeah, I'll answer any of that kind of stuff. So let's go see. There's more questions here. So it says, I enjoy Creator Classroom. I need to up my game with professionalism, and I think Canva can help. I agree, and she is really good at showing you that. And then Claire is just really great at helping other content creators. And so that's really great. She's really there to give you kind of a confidence boost, to tell you to get brave and get in front of that camera. That's the same thing I'm trying to do as well. And plus her great accent, you can't help that. Plus she's getting ready to be a baby mama. So yeah. What do you think of LinkedIn as a social media site? So, I've even heard of people saying LinkedIn is a dating site. And yuck. I liked it better when it was strictly a professional site. I will admit that. The other thing, though, is that LinkedIn does bring me a lot of views. So when I have a video that I think is worthy to be on LinkedIn, and I will explain my reasoning there. Let me explain that. Not to say any video I make is not worthy. What I'm saying is that if I want to cut up and have fun and that type of thing, maybe that doesn't present me in the most professional light. And so because of that, I may not post that video on LinkedIn. If I do an informational video and it's very successful, and maybe it is entertaining, maybe I am cutting up and having a good time, but it's very informational and I feel like I hit the mark really well, then I will post those videos on LinkedIn. And then I'm very surprised how many views I get from LinkedIn. So I do recommend that if you're looking for a way to bring more views to your YouTube videos, that LinkedIn is definitely the way to go if you feel your videos can be on LinkedIn. I still think of LinkedIn as a professional network, and so I don't want anything that's going to impact my work life in a negative way. But I consider YouTube to be totally separate. I feel like that's a different part of my personality. And so I go live on YouTube and I share things about myself that I probably would not share on LinkedIn, because I just don't feel like that's what the platform is for. And so I do think if you are a sales professional trying to sell to other businesses, it's a good platform for that as well. But I'm not a sales guy. LinkedIn keeps trying to sell me, keeps trying to tell me I need to get into the sales part of LinkedIn, and I am not a salesperson. I am a business, an IT professional. That's what my day job is. So yeah, let's see what else we got going on here. What is your quest? My quest is to learn everything I possibly can and then immediately turn around and share it with others. That is my why. If I learn how to do something and I think others might want to know how to do it, I want to share that information with others. That is my why, because I love sharing things that I've learned. So, sometimes when I'm teaching, for example, I may only be, depending on the subject that I'm teaching, I may only be a couple of steps ahead of my students, admittedly, but I learn a lot through teaching. And I put a lot of research into what I do, so I do everything I can to make sure that the information I give is factual. And if I give you something that I think is my opinion, I'm going to tell you that because, for example, I tell my students, I'm only going to test you what's in the book. I may share my opinion with you, but the test is only on the book. It's not on my opinion, because that's not fair. And part of education is to teach people how to think for themselves and to make logical choices. And so okay, so we go back to let's see, what is the best propellant for manned space flight rockets? Well, it's hydrogen. I think it's probably the best. Plus methane's not that great for the environment. Yeah, so it's a challenge. It's a challenge, but I lean more toward hydrogen. Dave says LinkedIn is boring Facebook. So what does that make Facebook? I'm going to teach an online class to over 1,000 people during the LEAP event. What tips can you give me? Well, first of all, go in with the full confidence. Go in with full confidence. I jokingly say it's like a lot of times you'll have a consultant come in and they are the self-proclaimed expert. And so two things. One is make sure that you exhibit that you are the expert in the topic that you're talking about. And two, be willing to admit the things you don't know and that you're willing to research it. And like, for example, when I'm asked a question I don't know the answer to, I'll get back to you. I'll research it. I'll get back to you. And I promise you by this date, I will have that information. And in your case, you have a website. So I would say if anybody asks you anything during that event, that you say, well, I don't know the answer to that, but I will research it and I will post it on my website, and I'll post a link later on if that's a possibility for you to find it. If not, here's where my website is, and I will post a link out to make sure I get that information to you. Or if you want to DM me on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, I will definitely respond to you. So that's my approach. But you definitely have to exude confidence. You have to definitely look at the camera. You definitely need to put your audience at ease, that you're going to give them great information and that they're going to find it useful, and that you very much have their best interest in mind. And that's your focus. You want to help them move forward and become a better version of themselves. So that's... yes. I was going to do something Monty Python, but I decided to go, with it. Haha. So, PC, Mac, Android, iOS. Observantly, okay. So it's almost like politics. I will tell you my opinion, and I will back it up a little bit, but I'm going to do a short version of it. It's all about the universe that you live in. So if you know Windows, then of course a PC is going to be the best tool for you. If you know Mac OS, then Mac OS is going to be the best tool for you. If you have a Mac, then an iPhone is a wonderful ecosystem to get into and to go all in on Apple products. If you're a PC user, I love Android. I started off with Android, and only when my professional life said you will use iPhone did I get into iPhone. But I have been a Mac aficionado for a long time, and I use Macs because my day job requires me to use PCs. And so it's kind of like a separation of church and state. And and I find that Macs last on average for me 5 to 6 years. So I make the investment, I buy the best Mac I can, and I usually get 5 to 6 years out of it. On the PC space, I am lucky to get 3 or 4 years out of a PC. Now, granted, your mileage may vary, but the key is it's about buying quality. If the machine costs $400, it's not going to last very long. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that. If it costs around $800 to $1,000, you will probably get 3 to 4 good years out of a PC. You definitely want to add memory. Windows is a very memory-intensive operating system. It's also very disk big. It's a big OS. It's amazing if you just install Windows, about 10 to 16 gig of your disk space is already taken up with the OS. But I was a Windows admin for a long time. I still love Windows, and it's great for business. IBM switched to Mac computers and found that their support costs dropped dramatically. So even though they spent more to allocate the machines for their employees, they found that their help desk tickets dropped dramatically, because if you write the operating system and you build the hardware, then you are going to hopefully optimize the hardware and the OS for each other. Microsoft, on the other hand, is writing an operating system that's supposed to work on everybody's computers, and there are so many different PC makers out there, and while there are lots of common components, there are pieces that are very one-off, and so if any driver is flaky, then yeah, it's just terrible. I don't know. So whatever I did, but anyway, yeah. So that's my thought. And then I love Android. I love the customization of it, and I would still be on Android. I had the original Droid phone from Verizon when they had the first kind of really good Android phone. The Droid was awesome. I loved the Motorola Droid phones that Verizon had, so it was really cool. What's the minimum amount of time I should spend recording a video? Minimum amount? There is no minimum amount. There is not. However long it takes you to get your idea out there, that's how long the video should be. There is no maximum length. There is no minimum length. There is say exactly what needs to be said and no more, and get the video out there. That really is how you got to think about it. Time is valuable. People could spend their time watching a football game, a baseball game, a hockey game. They could be watching movies on TV, and they're taking time out of their day to watch your YouTube video or whatever platform you choose. And so you want to make that time valuable to them. And so whatever it takes to make a valuable video for your audience is how long the video should take. And if you can say everything that needs to be said about the thing you're talking about, and you can keep it where people will continue to watch, a 2-minute video is perfectly fine. A 4-minute video. I do find, on average, 8 minutes seems to be kind of a magical space for some of my videos. And so I do try to keep mine 8 minutes, but that's my situation. Your situation may differ. You may have a topic that is so interesting, I have to watch a solid hour. So, why does Microsoft have so many products that fail? Why have so many products fail? It has to do with greed. So, if your job is to make software, then you have to make software. And so, I mean, think about it. Old timers will remember that WordPerfect was a word processing program. It was superior to Microsoft Word in every way. It absolutely was. But Microsoft's marketing muscle was such that they made it to the point where Microsoft Word became dominant. For example, WordPerfect was on version 5. Microsoft Word was on version 2. The next version of Word that came out was 5.0. Did they make it 3 or 4? No, they skipped it and went version 5 so they could confuse consumers. So people began to think, oh, WordPerfect 5.0, it must be the same thing. And then they continued that. And they eventually made it a good word processing program. Lotus 1-2-3 used to be the king of spreadsheets. It was the de facto standard for years. And then Microsoft came out with Excel. They actually bought Excel from another company, and they kept adding to it and working on it. And eventually through marketing and eventually through making the software better, they dominated the market and they flooded out Lotus 1-2-3. And PowerPoint, there used to be a program called Harvard Graphics that was kind of the top dog. It was a very short top dog period of time, but a true statement. So, but yeah, that's why. Can we start a petition to get your company to put you in at least a 3-star hotel? Those shades are so cheap they wouldn't be sold in East Village. You know, the bed is very comfortable. I don't normally sleep well in hotels, but also I was extremely tired from travel yesterday. I traveled all day yesterday to get here. So if the bed's comfortable and the room is clean and it's not, my family's not with me, I don't care. I am not real picky. If it has a TV, if I watch, I haven't ever actually watched any TV, but if it has a TV, it's good stuff. Matt, it's in the name, Microsoft. Excuse me. Come and live in the walled garden that is Apple. It's warm and cozier. If you have an iPhone, an Apple Watch, and a Mac, to be able to move a file so easily between those 3 devices back and forth, to be able to get a text message on your phone, your watch, and your Mac, it's an amazing thing that makes you fall in love with the ecosystem because somebody's really put a lot of thought into it. You can do something similar with Windows and Android. There is Microsoft has made it possible to add Android phones, and I think they've worked with Samsung as well. And some smartwatches will integrate into that ecosystem, but not to the level that Apple has done. And so very much the ecosystem that they built makes it so user-friendly. And like I said, if you make the hardware and you write the operating system, it better be good. That's why the Microsoft Surface laptops are actually pretty decent. They're Microsoft OS, Microsoft Windows, and the Surface laptop is engineered by Microsoft. They don't make them actually because they don't have manufacturing facilities, but they do spec out those laptops, and so they are made for Windows OS, and they do pretty well. Stay away from the ARM-based processors for now, but that's going to change. Qualcomm is coming out with a new processor, and it's supposed to compete a little bit with the M1, the M series of chips from Apple, but they're going to finally get ARM computing where it should be. Hi, Dan. Yeah, I'm running an 11-year-old PC workstation. I'm getting ready to replace it. Hey, if it does what you need to do, that's great. The problem with an 11-year-old PC is that you can't secure it. There is no antivirus that will run on 11-year-old machines, except maybe Trend Micro. Trend Micro has made a niche market out of writing antivirus that still works on older Windows OSs. If I need to change mobile phone providers, does the cloud still contain the data as a backup? I have iPhone. So yes and no. One thing that's really cool about iPhone is that if you get another iPhone, the iPhone itself makes it very easy to transfer from one phone to another. Your cell phone provider does not. So as long as you can have a period of time where both devices are connected to a wireless network in your home or over mobile, but it's better if you're on your wireless network at home, to transfer data. The iPhone, Apple makes it really simple to transfer from one phone to the other. All your apps that you had on the other phone will totally show up. All your data, all your text messages and all that is great. So that's not really a cloud thing. That's just iPhone and a usability thing. I do use iCloud a little bit, but I'm more of a Google Cloud user because I sold my digital soul to Google back in 1996, and so I'm obligated for the rest of my human life to run something that belongs to Google. And so, because I sold them my digital soul, they don't have my mortal soul, but they do have my digital soul. So, and they used to reward me handsomely with trinkets and gadgets, but not so much anymore. But you can do, if you had enough cloud space, you could back up your phone to iCloud and restore it. But if you have both phones and you're on your Wi-Fi in your home, it will just pop up and say, hey, you got a new phone, let me copy everything over. And you'll see all your programs show up and all your text messages and everything. So very slick the way they do that. I set my router to not allow my Windows PC to access HTTP. Works for me because PCs only use to control my woodworking robots. Yeah. I mean, Chrome browser and Edge both are supposed to always default to the secure version of any website. Some websites, sadly, still use HTTP for redirects, and that is unfortunate. So if you're blocking port 80 or you're blocking the HTTP protocol, then you have some sites act stupid. And if they act stupid, you shouldn't go there. They need to realize security is key, and that little bit of encryption that comes with HTTPS should be a thing. Big Red, your iPhone is likely back up to iCloud. As such, your mobile carrier has an impact. And what Matt said. Do you think getting thumbs down hurts your video? I do not, unless there's so many that YouTube has to kind of recognize it. That's why the thumbs down went away, because people were doing campaigns to do a thumbs down because they would disagree with the content of a video. And that was their way of protesting. And so it's unfortunate in some ways that the thumbs down is gone, but people were abusing it. Trolls were doing evil things with it. And so that's why YouTube made it go away. I kind of wish they'd bring it back, but then on the other side, I do like that you can't see it, except when you go into your YouTube analytics, go into YouTube Studio, and you see how many people hated you. Luckily, I don't get a lot of thumbs down, thankfully. I get some. Most of my shorts. My shorts have gotten more thumbs down. I guess they're just not funny. I'm just not meant to do shorts, I guess. With things, Casio G-Shock is greater than Apple Watch. Yes, you probably are right, Matt. Don't agree, fight me. Haha, just kidding. How are you enjoying the car vlog? So, I don't know I would have kept it going if it weren't for the fact that I've been getting so much interaction and so much support from it. And my content creator therapist told me I really should do a journal. And I just can't fall in love with journaling. I want to. I know I'm supposed to. I am supposed to love journaling. I know there's so much there. But then I began just being more transparent in my car vlogs. And so I've kept them going. And I notice I've been sharing more and more, for better or worse. But let's just say that's my way. It's a video journal. It's a vlog. And so I'm going to keep with it. Granted, I can't do one every single day. circumstances. Also, in case you don't know, I try to release those at 10:15 on the days that I release them. And also, they're a day behind because day job. So when day job starts, day job's priority. When day job's over, then I have time to edit videos. And so I usually release those at 10:15 a.m. Eastern. So I try to be consistent. Now, granted, I wish I could be more consistent and do them more often. My goal is to do 3 a week, sometimes 4, but the real goal is 3. That's what I've committed to myself, is to do at least 3 of those a week. But there's been a lot going on. As you notice, I've been editing less and less. I've left stuff in that I probably would have taken out if I'd had time to edit, but it's out there. So if I can edit, I love to edit. I love throwing in music. I like taking out kind of the silent parts. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I do appreciate everybody that watches them. Thank you so much for those of you who have left very kind comments and just said really nice things. And so I really do like that. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And yeah, sometimes I just have these thoughts and it's just free form thinking or talking about where I am that day, so that's it. Technically, let's see. Interesting. Let's go back here. Let's see. Matt says, technically, I block HTTP and HTTPS on that PC, and I don't blame you. If you have it purpose-built, the best way to prevent viruses is to block anything you don't need. It's computer hardening 101. Block all unnecessary services, ports, and software. Or better yet, uninstall anything you don't need. So, say, hey, Robert, hey, Matt, yeah. Can you never chew gum at the start of future? Please and thank you. Yes, I'm sorry. I would, if I had had time to edit that out, I would have edited that out. I didn't have time. I'm so sorry. I agree. I don't really want to show you guys me eating or me chewing gum. I'm sorry. I won't let that happen again. So, gotcha. Thanks for letting us know. Yeah, I really do. I really do love those. They're a lot of fun. And I need a creative outlet to share what's going on, because sometimes you feel like an island. The world can be a lonely place when you have a lot going on. And so, yeah, it's a challenge. And I encourage you guys to all try it. Now, the YouTube experts would, of course, tell you that if you're going to do a vlog, it should be on a different channel. You shouldn't do it on the same channel because you are diluting your niche, or you're confusing your viewers, or you're throwing off the YouTube algorithm. And maybe those things are true. I don't know. They probably are. But I decided that it is better to have fun and enjoy the journey than it is to drag myself down by trying to maintain 2 or 3 channels. I just can't do that. And I wasn't sure how well the vlog would go. So, yeah, that's the adventure. So, yeah, you guys should all go do vlogs. So, I used to write a blog a long time ago, but I was never consistent. So the vlog, I've gotten where I just love video. I do. It's easy. I utilize it to help me boost my video editing skills. So it's very helpful for that. Matt is saying, did you know that Doom Part 2 is available to rent or buy on streaming services? Already? Really? I got Max, HBO Max. So after that part of wait time is over for renting or streaming, I should be able to go watch it on Max. So I mistakenly subscribed to Max, and I can't say it's been a great value for me, but something's coming on. What is the average of? Well, depends on which two numbers or series of numbers I'm using in order to do an average. Average, of course, is when you take multiple numbers and you determine what's the median value of those numbers. But yeah, that would be the average. Average, I am the average. You know, it's like extraordinary. That's such a fun word to me. Does it mean like I'm extraordinary? I've never thought of myself as extraordinary, but I might be extraordinary. And that's what I always think about. Should I not read every comment on a video I create? The answer is you should read it as if you're not yourself, especially if they're negative. The problem is there's trolls. There are people who will say hateful things. If you have filtering set up on comments, you can filter out a lot of that stuff by blocking words that are not nice words. So if you block a lot of that stuff, you can make it to the point where you don't even see it. So, yeah. But the problem is you should always be your biggest critic. And the second group that should be your biggest critic are people that you trust and you know and you love. Those are people who will tell you like it is. Admittedly, my spouse and I do have some debates because I spend a lot of time studying YouTube, and so she gives me advice as a spouse and not as a video watcher. I don't think you should wear that shirt. Yeah, that's probably true. So, yeah. But yeah, do not let comments drag you into the mud. Do not. Do not. Which Simpsons character do you most relate to, and why is it Lisa? It is Lisa. I love Lisa. She's a brainiac. She's into music, and she pretty much lets the world just roll off her back. So, yeah, I think Lisa is amazing. She is my favorite Simpsons character. What's the average airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I used to know the answer to this. Unfortunately, I do not remember the punchline. I mean, the answer to this. And Matt says, ha. Funny enough, Matt asked me this question on a previous episode. So, anybody? I don't know. I'm trying to think what's my favorite cartoon. I don't know. What's your favorite TV show? One of my favorite TV shows of all time is Community. I just think Glendale Community College is amazing. So, followed by Frasier. I'm a big fan. Frasier. How fast can I solve a Rubik's Cube? Unfortunately, I am not a competitive person, and so it'll probably take me about 25 minutes to solve a Rubik's Cube because I'm usually pretty leisurely about it. But I can solve a Rubik's Cube. I have done it multiple times. So I've never thought to speed solve a Rubik's Cube. Obviously, I need to look into that. Breaking Bad was a pretty awesome TV show. One day, I will get time to watch Breaking Bad. I have never watched Breaking Bad, and it's not because I don't want to. I just have not had the time commitment to give it what I have not binge watched a TV show in years. I used to do it quite often. I binge watched Portlandia on Netflix. Such a good show. I did watch the Three Body Problem on Netflix, but I only watched like a couple episodes at a time. I didn't binge watch it, but such a good show. How's White's Plains treating you? It's been okay. It's been okay. The weather's been nice. Granted, it's getting ready to deteriorate, but yesterday and today were beautiful. Not that I got to spend much time outside yesterday or today, but when I was outside, it was quite nice. But there is some bad weather coming, and the temperatures are going to drop back down. And was hoping that the pollen count was lower here. I don't know. I'm still having to take two allergy medicines a day, which is crazy. I've never had to do this in my entire life. So I keep getting alerts that we're having high pot. Can't wait for the next season of Cobra Kai. You and my wife both. She absolutely loves Cobra Kai. Loves that. And I think there was talk of a movie. I don't know, but it's kind of cool. But she does love that show. She thinks it's awesome. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV. I spend so much time watching YouTube videos that I don't watch a lot of TV. I do sneak in a movie here or there. I watched the movie Poor Things with Emma Stone, and yikes, is all I can say. Let's just say rated M for mature, and then some. I don't think I was mature enough. I watched it. I won't watch it again. But yeah, that was, wow. Yeah, that was a trip anyway. Not a family-friendly movie in any way, shape, or form. I had heard that, but was shocked to find out to what extent. But anyway, yeah. So, that was a trip. All right, well, I'm going to call it. I hope, let's see here. 1883 is a great series. Let's go. Let's do it again. One more feeling. 1883 is a great miniseries. Is that the one with Harrison Ford in it? I think I'd watch it just because it's got Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. I love both those actors. I would probably watch it for that. So definitely. Thundercats. Yeah. Watching Fallout right now. I started on the first episode. I haven't gotten into it yet, but I'm probably going to go back and try. I love the Fallout game. Great Space Coaster. Yeah. Space Ghost from Coast to Coast. Anyway. Thundercats is fun. Is there a modern Thundercats? I remember watching G-Force. Anyway, no. Thundercats is fun. Let's see. Yeah, Fallout. Okay, cool. HR Puffin stuff was an acid trip. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, I do remember that. Also, that was that series with the talking car. Now, don't mean my mother the car with Jerry Van Dyke. I've never actually watched that show, but I know enough to know that there's a show called that. Is a prequel to the one. I did see the one with Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, and Sam Elliott because I love Sam Elliott. And Tim McGraw's good too. And Faith Hill, No modern Thundercats. Okay, so I did watch the original Thundercats then. So yes, that was a good show. I also watched G-Force. That was also Knight Rider. I did watch Knight Rider, like only the first season. And I liked Kit better than I did the David Hasselhoff character. So yeah, Kit with David Hasselhoff. Yeah, I remember that Thunder the Barbarian. I did watch Thunder the Barbarian. I do remember that one of the doctors on St. Elsewhere did the voice for Kit. So I'd watch St. Elsewhere, and then Kit had the same voice. So that was really cool. There's an actual modern Thundercats on Hulu. Well, yeah, okay. Well, that's cool. Or Thundercars. What are your thoughts on old shows being rebooted? So, for the most part, I think it's a bad idea. I did have this idea for a show called Revisited. Or the other title was The Last Episode Of. So, I wanted this series where you got the original cast from all the TV shows that got canceled before they had a proper ending. And literally, they would do an episode where they gave the show a proper ending. I thought that would be a fantastic show on TV. So, yeah, it's like any show that didn't get a proper series finale, you do a series finale with the original cast and work it out. I thought that would be awesome. Nobody's ever done anything like that. I think that would be a good show. Granted, it would be a little hard to get into because you don't have any backstory if you've never seen the show before. But if you were a fan of the show and they did the final episode of, I mean, yeah, like Firefly, yeah, the movie was okay. I don't know, it just didn't have. I would love for Firefly to come back, but they killed off too many people in the movie for it to be good. I might give it a try though, because they definitely canceled that show. Sometimes I'll watch reboots. Frasier, I've watched the Frasier reboot. It's not as good as the original Frasier, but I have enjoyed it. It's been good. So, yeah, Matt, it lasted 2 seasons, yep. The Expanse on Amazon Prime was epic. It looks like it would be epic. Definitely judging by the thing. We need a proper ending to Sopranos. The guy that made The Sopranos argued that was a proper ending. And so, I mean, that Fade to Black. Of course, the show that had the absolute best ending was Newhart. Newhart, the last episode of Newhart, was the best last episode of any series, in my opinion. I know that's a bit dated, but it ended so amazingly. So if you were a fan of Newhart, you know what I'm talking about. So we just went all over the place tonight, didn't we? So, yeah, crazy stuff. All right, I'm calling it. Thank you so much to everybody that hung out with me tonight. Those questions I didn't know the answers to, I'll go look it up. I will go and refresh my memory on the Unswallowed Throne. Wasn't all a dream, Newhart? Yes, it was all a dream. However, a friend of mine just hit me with the, so this is a really old show, St. Elsewhere. And so there's this autistic kid, and the last episode ends with him looking at a globe. I'm looking at a snow globe, and supposedly St. Elsewhere all happened in his mind. And then there's this theory that it ties into all these episodes because all these people guest starred on St. Elsewhere as their characters from other shows, and supposedly Homicide came from it, and SVU came from that, and Friends, and Mad About You, and just all these cross ties. Just such an amazing theory. I'm not the right guy to share it, but it just was amazing. I was really tripped out by that. Yes, Newhart was hilarious. Loves Newhart. Hey, welcome, Grilling615. So, all right. Well, this has just wound up being a good hangout night. I do appreciate everybody. Thanks for coming by. I was probably hoping for more content creation questions, but that's okay. Hanging out with you guys was a blast, and I just thank you all so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a great night. Next week's show, next week, will be a celebration of going live on Tuesday nights, 3 years. It will be a great show. I'm going to ask some guests. We're just going to have a chat about the progression of this channel and things that have happened. And so thank you so much to everybody who has supported me on this journey. It has been amazing. I love you guys. You guys are so awesome to me. And that's it. If you would be so kind, if you are not a subscriber to this channel, let's see, I'm supposed to tell you to subscribe. Let's see, 5? There we go. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button to let YouTube know that you do like the stuff I do. And last but not least, well, that's what my setup was like. Let's do this one. Yeah. Yes. So, sorry. Let's go that way. So, watch whatever video YouTube says is next. Because if YouTube said it, it must be true. Later, guys. Have a wonderful night, a wonderful week. Bye.